everyone, it's Rachel, and in this video I'll be showing you how to create this miniature chocolate drip cake using polymer clay. So let's get started. First I'm going ahead and making a few elements that I need to pre-bake first before starting on the actual cake. So for the cake stand slash base, I'm taking this granite clay and flattening it down onto my work surface with the rolling pin. I'm then taking this round cookie cutter and pressing it into the clay to create the base. For the chocolate shards on the cake, I'm taking some Sculpey Bacon Bond, but you can use any liquid clay, as well as some chalk pastels, and of course I'm choosing the brown shades for the chocolate. I'm then going to just mix the chalk pastel shavings into the liquid clay until it's all nicely mixed and one even colour. Taking a small sheet of baking paper, you can now just spread the mixtures onto it as you would with regular melted chocolate. It doesn't really matter if it looks messy now because we'll be cutting it up later on. One of them, I created this kind of marbled design by combining the two colours and then gently dragging my needle tool through them. You'll then want to go ahead and pre-bake these pieces in your oven for around 5 to 10 minutes and then set them aside to use later on. For the actual cake, I plan to make it the same size as this cookie cutter, so I took a piece of foil for the centre of my cake and scrunched it up until I got the shape and size that I wanted. I'm using foil in mine because 1, it will save using a lot of clay, and 2, it will make the whole piece a lot lighter in weight as well. I'm then taking a bunch of my scrap clay to wrap around the foil inside, but if you don't want to use scrap clay, you can use any colour you like because it won't show at the end. I rolled this clay into a larger sheet and then applied some liquid clay which will help it stick to the foil. To cover up the ends, I just kind of pinched the excess clay and blended it all together. Then take some more liquid clay and add it to our cake stand base that we pre-baked before, and this will help the raw clay stick to the baked clay. The reason I did decide to make a pre-baked base was so that I could more easily handle my cake and apply the details without ruining them. Moving on to the cake's chocolate frosting, I took 2 different browns and conditioned these until they were super soft and almost sticky. You'll then want to take some liquid clay, I'm using Bacon Bond for mine, and then just squish the clay into the liquid clay to mix them together until you have a realistic buttercream texture. If you do find that yours is too runny, simply add some more clay, and then if it's too thick, add some more of the liquid clay. You can then go ahead and ice your cake by spreading the chocolate frosting all over using one of your tools. For the tricky part to reach right near the base, I applied the frosting with my needle tool so that I had some more control and precision. And if you do have any frosting left over like I did, you can store it in an airtight container and use it on another project. Now for the chocolate drip icing, you're going to need some more liquid clay. I recommend using not Fimo Deco Gel because it's very thin and runny and you want something that will stay put. So I recommend using Bacon Bond or TLS if you have them because they are more thick in consistency. I'm also taking some brown shades of chalk pastel and mixing these in to create a colour that I'm happy with. When you're ready, you can start applying the chocolate sauce to the cake, so I covered mine all over the top and then created the individual drips on the sides. Moving on to the toppings, I'm making 2 cookies using Fimo vanilla coloured clay. I flattened these down and then added in some little pre-baked chocolate chips. To add some texture, I'm using a scrunched up piece of foil as well as a toothbrush. You can then add some shading to your cookies using your chalk pastels and a brush. Donut, I'm also taking some vanilla coloured clay and popping a hole in the centre using one of my dotting tools. Again, I'm adding some texture as well as shading. For the icing, I actually used some of the leftover cake frosting from before and then just spread this over top of the donut. And for some extra detail, I took some of my gold leaf foil and tore off little parts and placed this onto the icing. Chocolate wafer sticks, I took a brown and a tan coloured clay and rolled these together before twisting the clay to make the swirly effect. And lastly, for the decorations, I decided to make a chocolate bar using some brown clay. So all I did was trim off the edges on an angle and then use my needle tool to make some indents. Now all you have to do is take your cake and all of the decorations you made and start assembling everything together. Once you are happy with your design, you can go ahead and bake your creation in your oven according to the clay package instructions. After baking, you can leave your cake as it is or add some glaze if you would like. I decided I was only going to add glaze to the chocolate ganache strips to make them look more shiny and realistic. And then that is everything for this tutorial. Here is what my finished cake looks like, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more crafty videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!